Hello people in the house out and today I'm talking about a very serious topic which loads of communities across Ireland are worrying themselves day in day out now because of the threat of a no deal Brexit. And I know people are fed up listening to Brexit, but this is the real deal now. We could face economic destruction in the Republic of Ireland if Britain goes crashing out of the EU. And the worst places to be hit will be towns along the border, so 6 counties of Northern Ireland. So the towns along the border, so Donegal down to Leitrim, the small border between Leitrim, Cavan, my home county, Monaghan, and then Louth. So they'd be the most hardest hit. Small communities like Ballyconnor, which was on Radio Telly Sharon, recently talking about how hard it's going to be and how upsetting, and I probably will let you listen to this, just to let you hear this. So I just let you hear this. Like, this is on RT News.
Well, this latest uncertainty surrounding Brexit has only served to increase fear about the possibility of a hard border. Our northeast correspondent Sinead Hussey has spent the day in Ballyconnell, located on the Cavan-Fermanagh border. North to south, there's no sign of a borderline here. Ballyconnell lies right on the edge between counties Fermanagh and Cavan.
This forecourt is all one. There is no lane anywhere to indicate where the border is.
Tommy Cassidy runs a service station on the Derry Inn Road that straddles both north and south.
I just don't know how you would govern how we have been operating or how we're going to operate. Like, the differentials in fuel prices is one thing. If you take the companies that operate in Derry Inn and they go to Ballyconnell every day with products, where is there going to be somebody along the road to stop them? Is there going to be somebody along the road to stop them?
Not too far away from here is beef and poultry farmer Larry Lee. He, like many others, is fearful about the future.
Huge uncertainty. People worry in this neck of the woods is tariffs. No one knows what tariffs will be, how much they will be, how much they're going to cost.
And just to say, one person who spoke on Radio Telly Sharon and then 6 o'clock news, I think it was, they really said it well. People in suits like Theresa May and people Donald Tusk in Europe really do not give a fuck about these communities and really don't give a fuck if Ireland gets absolutely destroyed in economic terms. The only reason why, because they've been able to use Ireland as a little puppet, because it's like, because the European Union is just a sham, in other words. That's what I'm trying to say. And to be honest, I wouldn't really understand why countries would really want to leave it, because Ireland's just literally being used by Anglo-Morpha and the French. And where Anglo-Morpha was using the Irish, like, if they click, the Irish have to just jump to them, and we're not having it, and we're not having it with England either. We're not destroying our economy for anybody's sake, and that's really true, because these people are terrified. You can really see it in them. They are absolutely not getting any sleep at night time, because I only live down the road from Ballyconnell, and I live beside the border. I'm right on top of the border. 2 roads that go to the border where I live. So basically into Fermanagh. And you can see people's fears because they remember the Irish army here. It wasn't the British army, the one that's that fierce to take people out of their cars and put guns in their faces and threaten them, and God knows what else the British army done back years ago. But the Irish army at least had a bit more decency to respect people. And they knew who were troublemakers and who weren't troublemakers, and not picking on everybody because they were authorities. And that's literally what's going to happen if the British army or the PSNI are on the border. They're just going to pick up people. That's really, they're going to bully people, harass people. And the British government don't care. That's one thing. They only care about themselves, which is the right thing. And Ireland's too busy worrying about, if England crashes out, we're going to have to feel sorry for them and everything. Like, worry about ourselves. Good God. Like, it's a nuisance. Like, these poor people. As well, the man that I'm going to show now in a few seconds said, it's the people in suits. They're not on the ground. Which means they don't live in the neck of the woods that he's living in. And they're not going to face the hardships if a hard border does come. So, customs checks and onwards and upwards and that, the rest of that shite.
Again, that's the huge factors.
the talking point, as everyone goes about their daily business.
So clearly these people in their Parliament talking, people on the ground like us to sleep on the Northern Irish.
Well, he said something else, but he's basically the same thing.
To suffer most economically and financially. No decision means everyone's afraid. There's no plan and no one doing nothing.
So here in Ballyconnell and along the
So basically at Ballyconnell, I'm going to stand here because better the stand. So in Ballyconnell, they're facing absolutely dread. They're dreading the next day, they're dreading the next hour, they're dreading the next second that something could absolutely tear the town apart. And absolutely have to, because Ballyconnell's not too far away, as I said, we only have to cross the road and then you're in the British, the UK in other words. And you don't want the British Army or the customs checks or anything on the border, especially if you're running a business in Ballyconnell. You have to, as that man said, the fuel always come from Derry Lynn, which is on the other side of the border in Fermanagh. They have to come every day from Derry Lynn into Ballyconnell, so basically they have to cross. It's not too far away from Ballyconnell, it's only 2 kilometres away, and they have to stop at checkpoints. Like it's a joke, and they've been doing it for a long time, and this is going to affect business, and obviously they're going to probably lose workers and everything. Like the British government, I don't know where they're going. Like, I don't know what the Irish government are doing. They should just grow a bit of balls and just be like, hey, we could be affected too. And I'm just going to say, we'll leave a link in the description to this article about Ballyconnell. It was on radio television, just to say to anybody. So, and I don't know how we could help. That's the thing. Because our communities will just be decimated if something terribly happens in the morning. A hard border comes along. And in their communities, the whole communities will literally pack up and leave. Let's say and go to Australia, which would probably be better off for them, because this country would be a sham if it's destroyed again by the country. Because Ireland has no purpose in getting involved in this issue, but the British made us get involved. Because Ireland didn't ask them to leave the EU, and I don't know why we have to feel the sacrifice for Theresa May or David Cameron's Brexit failed, or where they thought they were going to get, it's a nuisance, Brexit's a nuisance. That's really the truth of it. Because Ireland doesn't care less. The only thing Irish people want to do is just make a living and survive. Because there's too many people dying on our streets in Dublin and Cork and every part of Ireland. There's too many people getting evicted every day in every part of Ireland. There's too many people killing themselves. And now they have to kill themselves over something else. And they could face losing their whole businesses just because of some stupid bollocks in the United Kingdom who are in the government taking, sure, we do have a plan at all. Like, go with any feckin' plan and don't destroy good, honest, working people's businesses, because that's what's going to affect. It's not going to affect the person who sells drugs across the border. It's not going to affect the people who commit crime and all that and go running across the border to escape the guards in the north or south, or the people who are facing the PS9 that went southwards to get away from the PS9. It's not going to affect them. It's going to affect the hard working decent man and decent woman who's trying to make a living and support their families, because that's what Brexit is going to do. It's not going to do any better for us. Ireland has nothing to gain. That's what I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Ireland has nothing to gain out of this, and it's really pointless to me. Like, if you're going to leave, just fucking leave and not make a scene out of it and reap the consequences, because your people did democratically vote for it, and you can't just whinge about it for the rest of your life, because that's what the British government are whinging. If Ireland left in the morning, we just accept it, and we face our destiny with honour and glory, as they say in Irish. We fight into the end. I can't think of the Irish one now, but I'm just saying, hard working towns along the border which have built up gratefully in the last 20 years, who wanted to make a business, who wanted to make a life for themselves, now have to nearly move shop to leave the border, because it's just terrifying for local communities. Communities like Ballyconnell are absolutely terrified. Every community is terrified. And I really don't understand. I can't get my head around it. I really can't get that we never took part in the vote. We were the people in Northern Ireland, and they said they were Remain. But it's no. The only thing I say to the British government, if they're going to start bullshitting about an Irish backstop and all this, like, just give the 6 counties back to Ireland and just get on with it. That's what's causing all this bother. It's about the 6 counties and the European border. Just give the 6 counties back. Like, it's not too much a hassle. And that would just save a lot of people's worries and suicides. Instead of just causing more anxiety before somebody bombs a town or something. That's nearly what's going to happen. It's just terrifying. And it's really terrifying just to even think about it. Talking about it here, you can probably really tell. Like, I'm just picturing in my head and just thinking what could happen. Which is devastating, but I could think what's going to happen. But I always think of the negatives, never the good thing. But anyway, thank you for watching. I know this was a big rat about the British government and a big rat about everything. But these communities, and I'm really just fed up. Because these communities are good, honest, hard-working people. They should not deserve to lose their businesses and to lose their livelihood, but just decide to fuck off and go out of the EU without a deal. Like, it's not Ireland's fault, it's not Ireland's problem. And the Irish people should not fear the consequences of Britain's actions. We have done that for the last 700 years. And we're still reaping the consequences of that. And which I'm not going to bother talking about because we'll be here all night. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to sleep because I'm fed up talking about this bloody stupid Brexit thing. Because we could worry about our own economy and then that'd be lovely. But anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe and bye.